The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that whoever builds a mosque for Allah, Allah will build for him a similar house in Jannah. And we know the great reward that will not only be gained, but rather will fill your grave after your death. Whenever someone prays there, whenever someone gives shahada in the masjid, whenever someone learns something in the masjid, yes, that will be something that you'll have on your scale. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you guys doing? Well, by popular demand, Ahmed al-Basuni, a person who's to my left and who has contributed quite effectively, I think, in the last video about feminism, has come back to contribute again to these topics. How are you doing, Ahmed?
Alhamdulillah, Habib.
You're starting to make a splash on the social media scene, are you?
Not bad.
Yeah, you're doing some training, are you? And you're doing some public talking and all these kind of things.
Dabble in a few different things.
Why not? You know,
got to keep your options open. You know, dabble in a few different things.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know.
Furthermore, actually, speaking of dabbling in
yeah,
a few different
please,
things,
yeah.
what have you?
What are you gonna say?
I think.
What are you gonna say?
Maybe we should.
What are you gonna say?
Maybe we should address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
Obviously, there's been quite a bit of what some could consider controversy or lot of talk about
the court ruling, the spectator court ruling.
That's right.
On Douglas Murray.
That's right. So I wanted to see, like, you know.
Well, look, I mean, the thing is, I mean, I didn't expect it to go that way. Number one, I was very disappointed, very disheartened with the ruling. However, when I researched the judge, with all due respect to him, you know, he's a person who's represented, because obviously before judges do become judges, they have to become, they're barristers usually before that. And he's represented the MI6, I believe it is. He's actually been part of an inquiry called the Swede Inquiry about torturing Iraqi victims. And he rubbished the claims. I mean, he decided that there was no credible evidence, in his words, that any such torture was happening. So I don't believe he's a neutral person. And I believe his judgment was fraught with bias. And in fact, some of the things that he mentioned in the judgment, bro, was absolutely off topic. Like he would say, oh, Muhammad Hijab is a physically imposing person. Okay, something to that effect. He's physically imposing. Well, that's got nothing
to... complete lie.
No, but I mean, what place does such a comment have in a legal judgment? You know, and he'll make things like, you know, he's accusing me of lying in this instance, in that instance, in the other instance, when I was in this protest, when I was in Golders Green and stuff like that. And it is on issues which are interpretive. And he is, this, I would call this jurisprudential overreach, okay? Where he's gone way further than what he should have gone. And I believe, honestly, bro, this is bias, and I think there's some kind of motivation, which I don't know what it is, but we're going to have to find out. I'm obviously appealing the judgment, but I think that I made a mistake, and the mistake has been putting a bit too much trust in the justice systems in the West. Now, we've had victories. I mean, you would have remembered this very year, we overturned a victory, a ban to 26 Schengen countries, etc., etc. We've had victories. We've even had settlements, which we can't even speak about here. Many, many settlements, which we can't even speak about because a part of the clause is not to speak about it. But it comes with the territory, bro. Like, you win some, you lose some. Yeah. You put yourself out there. You know, you go to court. You've got a person like Douglas Murray. He's vociferously an enemy of Islam, an enemy of the Palestinian people, someone who was sitting in Gaza, you know, when all this stuff was happening. He was given privileged access by Netanyahu and the IDF. Okay, I'm sorry.
Which for me kind of just tells you everything you need to know, to be honest with you.
Yeah, to be honest. You know, and bro, look, the other side, they had one of the strongest law firms in the country, which get RPC, which get around, I think, 170 billion pounds revenue a year. We were operating on a no-win, no-fee arrangement, and it is what it is. But that's not going to perturb us. In fact, in any event, if this happens again, we are now more equipped, actually. We've come out with a lot more learning experience from this, to be honest. I have personally learned a lot more about UK law. It's the first time I was a witness, because that's what I was. I was a witness to this trial, It was the first time I was put in that position. I didn't understand how to deal with it in the proper way, but now I have a lot more experience. It's a completely new forum. I mean, look, I mean, I've done many things in the last couple of years. I've done a professional MMA fight. You know, I've done multiple debates, multiple podcasts, and I've been in the courtroom. So I cannot and I will not win everything. And that's just something that's part of life.
And I think even like if you look at the life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that there were even not every single battle was won, and that doesn't mean that he wasn't upon the haqq. Do you know what I mean? It just goes to show that you, like as you mentioned, you win some, you lose some.
That's
and the losses, if you want to consider them losses, are opportunities for growth and opportunities for learning.
It is. This is now like, I mean, subhanallah, the whole dawah sector has learned from this. Like, we have definitely looked at this case. We've looked at what we can and can't do in defamation. Bro, like, to be honest, the last 2 years we were on this case. And if I'm being honest, I have learned so much about defamation. So much. Like, what is defamation? What is it? What, for something to be defamatory, what does it have to be? So I realized that there's two elements to a normal defamation case. There's the defamatory element, which this judge, to his credit, although he's completely biased in my opinion, and I will be appealing this judgment and ruling, whatever. He did say that what Douglas Murray said was defamatory according to common law. So there's that element. It's not enough though. And they defended on truth, and they defended on something called serious harm. Serious harm is where you have to prove that there was a reputational harm to you, and you have to prove that there was also like maybe a financial harm or a psychological harm, etc. But I did my own research, and I think that the reason the judge dismissed this particular case was not convincing, and the things that he said about that particular, let's say, subsection of the law were very unconvincing, and they will be appealed. I'm not going to reveal what I'm going to say, but I will be appealing them. And in fact, I don't think he's going to have a response.
Essentially, it's not over.
Oh, it's not over. It's not over. And this is not just... Look, you have to understand, when you go through a 2-year legal battle, now I am battle hardened. Now my solicitors are battle hardened. Now all of the solicitors that are representing Muslim people are battle. Now we know this is what mistake you can make. It's like a fight. We both compete in martial arts. So it's like we do grappling competitions all the time. Okay, this guy put me in a Kimura, or this guy put me in a guillotine. Okay, this is how I'm gonna avert it the next time.
Yeah.
You have to go through this, and the community must also be patient with this, frankly, because there's elements of the community who want activism to be done, who want us to go after these people who are perpetrators of multiple crimes. But when we do so, and sometimes we're unsuccessful with it, they're very impatient. Well, I'm sorry, but there's going to be moments like this, and we all have to be patient together. And the Quran gives us this. It gives us this injunction. It gives us this, rabitu wa sabiru, be patient together, etc. And there's all kinds of verses
and multiple examples from the Seerah as well.
Yeah,
where the Muslims were treated badly, and they had to be patient, and again, it doesn't represent the fact that they were upon falsehood. That's not what should be taken away from this whole thing.
This is hukm al-jahiliyyah anyway. This is man-made law. We believe that the ultimate law is the Quran and the Sunnah, the full blemishless, perfect, infallible law, which is ultimately true and is not susceptible to any mistake or anything like that, is the Quran and the Sunnah. We unabashedly, unapologetically say so. So if somebody using common law of the British system or any other country in the world look at something and they say something is unjust, I'm sorry, that's not a definitive moral statement, and we don't consider it as such.
And I think, imagine like even like absolute worst case scenario, you get imprisoned for this sort of thing,
for contempt of court or anything like that.
It doesn't, like, again, how many ulama got imprisoned? Ibn Taymiyyah, Ahmed bin Hanbal. It doesn't go to show that, or it doesn't prove that they were upon batil, that they were upon falsehood.
Yeah,
If anything, it's actually almost the contrary.
If they do that to me, they'll be doing me the greatest favor. I'm not going to lie to you, because it's making me into a historical figure. Okay.
Okay, we wish for, brother.
No, I'm not wishing for any. I'll be honest, I'm not wishing for that. But I'm saying that if they go that far, then it's a clear agenda, you know, and it will be manifest to the society. Like, okay, well, now you bring someone in for something like that. But having said that, look, I mean, we're ready for anything. You know, what Ibn Taymiyyah, you mentioned Ibn Taymiyyah, what he said is that, what can my enemy do to me?
Yeah.
You know, that if you kill me, then you make me into a martyr, you make me into a shaheed. And if you put me in prison, if you kick me out of the land, then it's tourism for me. And if you put me into prison, then it's seclusion with Allah. Yeah, so at the end of the day, you got to look at things in a positive way. And the same thing goes with this. Like, I look at this in a positive way. Like I said, I've learned from this. I've learned about the process. It's the first time I've done it. I'm not a lawyer, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't derive my self-worth, as I'm sure you don't, or whoever else, right? I do not derive my self-concept or my self-worth from my ability to win court cases. I'm not a lawyer. So if I win or lose court cases, that's in a sense outside of my jurisdictions, outside of my roles, outside of my abilities.
How many court cases have there been whereby the person who was actually completely guilty managed to get off completely scot-free? Why? Because he had a fantastic solicitor, and because of legal loopholes or what have you.
Exactly.
And it goes back to that point you were saying about man-made law, right?
Yeah.
Man-made law.
I mean, obviously, it's man-made law.
Yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. We'll go back to the thing that we normally frequently get to in da'wah, which is objective truth and subjective truth.
Absolutely.
And man-made law is
subjective.
Undoubtedly subjective. It's not divine.
Yeah, it's not. No, it's not.
But you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is, and I'm glad that we covered this point, because do you know what? I'll be honest. One thing I would say about this as well is, I was quite surprised. Okay, well, I was surprised at the amount of right-wing newspapers that came out speaking about this. Telegraph came out, the Spectator came out again, two or three different articles. Jewish Chronicle came out, the Independent as well. Are you sure?
Sorry,
the Telegraph. I don't know. There were so many of them that came out. Even in India, some of them came out. Do you know what I mean? And do you know the headline is, Muhammad Hijab loses in a court, or judge finds Muhammad Hijab, whatever the headline may be, right? Who is Muhammad Hijab that you've made him so important? Like, think of the following, right? You know, if somebody here, local imam, and these guys are better than I am, you know, more knowledgeable and mashallah in this area or any other area, but I'm just saying for the sake of it, local imam loses a defamation case, it's not going to make the news.
People in the mosque won't know.
Why have you guys spent £1 million, more than £1 million? I don't know how much you spent on me. Why are you celebrating this victory? Because you consider me to be a significant opponent. And in fact, that's flattering to me. I'm sorry to say, it might sound narcissistic, egotistical. Oh, he's an egomaniac, he's a narcissist, he's saying this, that. But all you're doing by doing this, you're overcompensating this much, is you're assuring me of my own self-worth. Going back to the point. So he's so important that you needed RPC. Yeah, RPC, one of the biggest law firms in the country, with one of the biggest revenues in the country, and this much budget. You know, some of the greatest probably lawyers in the country, like Greg Callas and this, I forgot the other guy's name, Mark Lewis, I think his name was, or Bennett something, whatever their names are. You know, and they were very good, and they knew all the points and everything. Is excellent.
No, it goes to show that your dawah has an impact.
Yes. And my dawah has an impact only because the people watching this at home have allowed that to be the case. And that's why I'm very grateful to the Muslim community. I want to say this. Without the Muslim community who have given me the platform, who have stood by my side and have been patient with me, supported me, and we've supported. It's been reciprocal, but we are brothers. You know, we are in a fraternity together. Me and the Muslim community, we have been able to, in the English speaking, in the Arabic speaking, in the world really, create something. And we'll continue doing that. We're building people, and that's why it's important. I want to probably end here as well. That don't put all your eggs in one or two baskets. We need more than one die, 2 dies, 3. We need to create so many dies so that if one of them goes down, if they put one in prison or kill one of them, that the other one's there. This is part of the reason why I brought Ahmed Al-Basuni. After, because, he's starting his own platform, and I attest that he's an excellent asset as well, inshallah. We started together, and I want people to, my job now is to make sure that if I'm not around, other people can carry the torch. And you've got your handle, we're going to put it in the description. So
Ahmed _Al-Basuni.
I'm sure people are going to be, after this, I think after this, they're going to be going to your Instagram, is it?
Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
YouTube, everything.
Yeah,
and look, we need to have so many dyes. They have, look, sorry to put it this way, Akhi. How many pornographers do they have? People that engage in pornography. Is there ever, we have enough dyes? Is there ever a time where they say, well, we've got enough, like, what's that thing called that they pay monthly for?
Subscription?
Is it the sexual something? What's it? I forget what's called. OnlyFans. They never say, we have enough OnlyFans models.
No.
They never say, we have enough pornography actors. They never say we have enough actresses. They never say we have enough musicians. They never say but we, for some reason, have to say, we have enough dyes now. We don't have enough dyes. We need du'at from every country using social media. Because number one, if we get taken out, number two, if we make mistakes, personal mistakes, sins, mishaps, whatever it may be, and people no longer have the trust in us that they once did, whatever it may be. So sometimes we can be falsely accused of things. And still, people are no longer... We need a group of people, bro, so that the dawah can spread with different personalities, different temperaments, different dispositions, and different language. And this part of my life, Akhi, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bring new people in. I'm trying to, because I sense that they're coming for me, bro. And I've said this. I told these people. I told everybody when the alleged Elon Musk threats came. I told them this, Akhi. Elon Musk came and said, I'm going to be funding Tommy Robinson for his legal battles. He knows full well that one of the legal battles is against me. I can't tell you that me as a working class, West London guy, I'm going to be able to stand up to all of that in a court of law and beat these guys, because I just don't have the technical knowledge for it. Without the people watching at home and without our diligent work, we can't do anything. But the point to be noted is we have to spread the dawah and have many different dawah figures, so that if one goes down, there's so many other figures and so many other people that people can take knowledge from and benefit from, inshallah. And with that, we will conclude. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hey you, are you wasting your time on social media again? Your brothers and sisters in Islam Net from Norway are establishing a masjid, a dawah center. Establishing a masjid to convey the message of Islam is one of the best deeds a Muslim can do. There's a huge need for it in Norway. You know this and I know this. So that makes the reward even greater. So give generously and Allah Azza wa Jal will give you even more.